what does an Amy Klobuchar ending her campaign, endorsing Joe Biden, change? How does that change the picture ahead of Super Tuesday?
Well, this is a crucial move for moderates who are looking to kind of consolidate behind one candidate. This comes right after Pete Buttigieg announced yesterday that he's also suspending his campaign. So we do expect some of those endorsements to come in behind Joe Biden, and also some of the people who had previously endorsed Buttigieg and Klobuchar to throw their weight behind Biden as well. It's pretty astonishing how quickly this went from being a very splintered race to being pretty much a man-on-man Biden versus Senator Bernie Sanders race as we go into Super Tuesday.
And as you note, I mean, this really is about where the moderates go here. So how much, I mean, I think she's got 7 delegates at play, right? How much influence will this have in a very practical way versus the influence it has in a more kind of, I guess, emotional political way that the moderates, to your point, are now kind of pitting against Bernie Sanders?
That's an excellent point, that there's kind of the delegate count math that, you look at what delegates were up for play, where kind of the polling was and who is leading in which states, and, whether those votes will go towards the main moderate still in the race, which is Joe Biden. There's also, like you mentioned, the emotional psychological element to this, where you clearly have Joe Biden stepping out as a front runner, which is something that he has struggled to do. And that's why we saw Michael Bloomberg jump into the race at such a late date, because it appeared that he didn't have confidence in Joe Biden to actually clinch the nomination, deny that from Bernie Sanders, and go on to beat Donald Trump. So it will be interesting to see how the Michael Bloomberg factor becomes part of this as well, because it'll be the first races where he's on the ballot, having not contested the early states.
And Anna, we should remind our viewers that Michael Bloomberg, of course, is the founder and majority owner of Bloomberg LP, that is the parent company of Bloomberg News. As you take a look here at Super Tuesday, who else is so dependent on Super Tuesday that if it doesn't come through, we could also see them start to drop out?
The next person that I'm watching is Elizabeth Warren. She had kind of a moment over the summer where she was surging, even went as far to be the front runner, but it doesn't seem like she's been able to really sustain that support. She's not polling very well in some of these states, and she's kind of trying to play to both sides, casting herself definitely as a progressive in terms of ideology, but also a bit more of a bridge builder than Bernie Sanders, and hoping to get some of the support that had maybe gone to someone like Pete Buttigieg. So if she ends up dropping out, her endorsement is going to be very sorely sought after, and it could end up tipping the race towards Bernie Sanders or to Joe Biden, because she does have a very passionate following still in some of these states.
Bottom line, Anna, does this change your thinking about what happens tomorrow night?
Absolutely. I mean, Klobuchar and Buttigieg dropping out totally changes the game. It makes a much stronger case for Joe Biden. And now anyone who's looking at this race and saying, I just kind of want a Democrat, someone who's not Bernie Sanders, not a Democratic socialist, someone who's not Donald Trump, who can actually have a chance to beat Donald Trump, putting all of our weight behind Joe Biden. And you're going to really see some of the Democratic establishment kind of consolidate behind him.